the non-right angle triangle, NRAT. So there are two types, sine rule and cosine rule. If we go non-right angle triangle, that means that none of the angle is equal to 90 degrees. So let's call that A, angle A. This is little a. If that's angle B, this is little b. Angle C, this is little c. And that's how we label a non-right angle triangle. If we got an angle, we're going to find, so if you have to find the side, so this is find side. If you're finding the side, you always put the side on top first. So the side would be, these are the sides A, B, and C. Those are the side. Capital A, capital B, capital C are the angles. So for finding the side, we always say side A over sine of angle A equals side B over sine of angle B, which also equals side C over sine of angle C. So you have to pick any two of them you want to use. And that's how you find the side. So to find the side is always on top. If I'm looking for A, I always put that first. So A over sine of A equals B over sine of B. And therefore, I can then rearrange this and make A the subject so that A will become B sine of A over sine of B. Or if I'm looking for B, B will become, so the B stays and I move sine B to the other side. So that will be A sine of B over sine of A. So that's how you find them. Then you can just plug in the values and work them out. Remember, A, B, C are placeholder for numbers. It could be any numbers. And if you're going to find the angles, so now find the angles. Okay, so instead of putting the side on top, you put the angle you're looking for on top. If I'm looking for angle A, so I'll say sine of A over little a equals sine of B over little b, which also equals sine of C, angle C over little c. So if I'm finding angle A, well, if I'm finding A, I'll leave there and then cross multiply. So take that there. So sine of A, this is sine of A equals A goes there, sine B over B, and that implies A, as you know, divide both sides by sine. So it's going to be shift to power minus sine to power minus 1. That's shift sine. Let's put that in a bracket. A sine B over B. So that's how you find that. And if you're looking for B, it's exactly the same. Just leave the B there, sine B there, move the B to the other side. So that will be sine B will be equal to, so you leave the B there, sine B here, and move that little b there, so that'll be B sine of A over little a, and that implies B will be equal to shift sine, that means inverse sine, B sine of A over little a. And that's how you find that. But for the cos, to find the cosine rule, if you're going to find the side, so to find side in cosine rule, well, all we have to do is we say a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. So that's how you do that. And then you do inverse of that. So that'll be a equals, not inverse, square root of this. So that'll be b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. Likewise, if you're looking for b would be square root a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cos b. And if you're looking for c, that will be equal to square root a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. So that's how you find the side using cosine rule. So for cosine rule, you need at least two sides. You can see two sides, one angle. You need at least two sides, one angle to be able to find the other side. Because you need one angle at least. You can see that's an angle there. Two sides, BC. For sine rule, you always need either to find a side, you need two angles, one side, or to find a side, to find an angle, you need two sides, one angle. So to find angle, well, in this case, so I'm going to find cos A. All I did was I'm going to do is rearrange this. If I rearrange this, I can find the angle. So if I take minus 2bc cos A to the other side and take A to this side and then divide both sides by 2bc, and then I'd find the inverse of cos A. And then, so I get cos A equals, right, b squared plus c squared minus a squared, you can see a minus a squared, divided by 2bc, and that implies that a equals, right, cos to the power minus 1, open bracket, b squared plus c squared minus a squared, close bracket, divided by 2bc. Okay, so now let's find cos. Let's do cos b. So for cos b, that will become, well, you're going to get a squared plus c squared minus b squared over 2bc. That implies b equals cos to the power minus 1, right, a squared plus c squared minus b squared, sorry, yeah, that's it, over 2ac. So that's a, by the way, 2ac. Okay, so that's how you do that. But if you're going to find the c, so cos c, and that will be a squared plus b squared minus c squared over 2ab, and that implies that c equals cos to the power minus 1, open bracket, a squared plus b squared minus c squared over 2ab. So that's how you find the cos for a non-right angle triangle. To find the area for a non-right angle triangle, let's just put it here to find the area. Right, so to find the area of a non-right angle triangle is always be, say we like that. You always take the adjacent, two side adjacent to the angle. So it's going to be, area will be equal to half AC sine B. That's area. For that one, you take two adjacent, you must have the two sides, adjacent side. So it will be a half AB sine C. And for this angle A, two adjacent sides, a half BC sine A. And that's how you find the area.